Right now I'm by myself. I'm just here rolling some weed, waiting for my co-host to enter the building. I just got a notification from Wes. He's got an obligation with swim practice with the little one. I don't know what's up with Cliffy. I don't know what's up with Kay. And I don't know what's up with Eric. So, with that said, I'm going to sit here and roll this weed, run this advertisement by our friends over at Media Famous. And Wes just hopped in the building. I think he's got to be in and out. But I'm going to do what we do and get the ball rolling. And hopefully my man can hang around for a while. But here we go.
Yo, salute to my man Domingo first and foremost. But look, Media Famous, the #1 artist services and music distribution in the fucking world, you heard? If you an artist, you trying to get your music heard, I'm telling you, Big Gorilla, don't ever disrespect me and not fuck with Media Famous, you heard? Bing bong.
So you heard it from the Big Gorilla. Nims, bing bong, Media Famous. If you're an artist, you need to get your stuff out there. Go see MediaFamous.com. They got it going on. What up, Wes?
What's up, Hop?
So
I'm gonna put myself on mute. I'll be right there in a second.
Yeah, so all right. So we're gonna do what we do. I'm gonna throw up good old jewelry. We're gonna throw up jewelry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pop over the jewelry.
All right. I got a swimmer in the midst.
Yeah, man, you doing that important work right now.
Yeah. So just kick back off this week. So she'll be swimming for the next couple of weeks. Get herself ready for the summer meets.
So do we need to reschedule?
It's possible, yeah. Yeah, because I'm gonna be busy the next couple of Thursdays until about for another, I guess, for at least 6 weeks.
Yeah, let's reconfigure it so it's, because I'll be honest with you, I rush home every week to get this cracking. I look forward to these. I look forward to it, but
I do too. I
get my workouts on. I'd rather just work out and we're not gonna rock.
Nah, absolutely.
But you know how we do. We're gonna throw up jewelry, invite people, like, subscribe, tell folks what we're doing over here. We're gonna talk about the NCAA Sweet 16 starting tonight.
Oh yeah.
Everything else happening in sports, and Wes will stay as long as he can. All right,
sir.
Y'all, here we go. Yeah. This goes out to every old head who took the time to drop a jewel on me. You know what I mean? Little bits of wisdom. Yo, check it out. Listen. If pimpin' ain't easy, what the fuck is revolution? Rappers be spitting straight noise pollution. Here's a clean glass of water, I show you how to eat the live. What goes around comes, let me show you how to give. There's something that you hear when it honors at your ribs. In the street, you fuck your jewels, thug you like baby did. I try to stay mindful, write something for the kids. Talking like I walk it, rap it how I live. I came up blue collar, strive to be a scholar, but I couldn't eat the love, I'll only starve without the dollar. Depression, the stress is enough to make you hollow when the landlord's at your doorstep. The devil's on your collar. It's all like jewels. Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Yeah. It's all like jewels. Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Yeah. They call me a slacker, cause I won't sell crack for the cracker. I call women queens and I love the berry blacker. Some chicks get it twisted, they'd rather be called bitches with their ass in the air like everybody's supposed to kiss it. It's a simple lesson, you get what you deserve. Is life a bitch or just a pimp with a perm? See, mommy tricked out, made a little heartburn. It's something she'll forget when it's time to take her turn. When will the children learn this was better to earn? But when my niggas put in work, they like to make the metal burn. End up in the system, it's all systematic. Maturing candidates, waving automatics. A product of a project launched in the 80s. Chemical warfare meant to kill the crack babies. Now as the world turns, is it just a story? Cause keeping it real got my sons in purgatory. Yeah, y'all like jewels. Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Yeah. Yeah, y'all like jewels. Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Yeah. In between heaven and Hades, like earthquakes in Haiti, the fat lady clears her throat and then plays hard for the baby. They say I'm such a mystic, lyrics are mythic, but I make it so plain with details and specifics. I'm just gifted like that. I'm young and I'm black, so represent the game. I represent the fact that God helps those who helps themselves. So when God helps you, He's really helping Himself. Think every day have purpose. It's the science of life. Every breath's another role. It's a science to dice. Give me the bone. Learn from your mistakes. Try to learn from others. You get one roll in life, you won't get another. You have to learn the tricks. Cause some niggas be on the gas. Want some funny distance, but that shit will make you laugh. I thought he had the bread, wasn't wonder not the weed. I'm wondering how it's coming back, cause my connect ain't getting beat. Said y'all like jewels. Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Yeah. Said y'all like jewels. Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Can I drop a jewel? Yeah. Yeah.
That was Drop a Jewel by your man Hakim Green, produced by Ron Lawrence, video by Nice Flicks. What up, Cliff?
What's going on, fellas?
Cliffy Cliff.
What up, Coach?
What's up, Wes?
Coach.
What's
What
up,
up,
Cliff? What's up, Wes? Brother Hakim?
What's happening?
What's good, Hot?
Everything's everything. Chilling.
Yeah.
Rolling up. Yeah, man.
My wife just played tag team with me, so she let me leave. So I just gotta get myself in a nice situation in about 5 minutes.
Big shout out to Saleka for stepping up, hold down the fort. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Tell I said assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam.
That's great.
You know what I mean? But hey, man, she's the MVP today.
Yes,
she is the MVP today. Yes. So how you guys doing? How was your week? How you guys been enjoying the NCAA tournament thus far?
I gotta admit, I missed y'all last week. Spring break, but I was very down last Wednesday when Rutgers lost. Man, it broke my heart. Let me tell you, I didn't want to watch the tournament the next day. I couldn't even get my strength up to watch the tournament the next morning on Thursday. I was so hurt.
But it was a good game, bro.
It was a dope
very
game.
Good game. Yeah, and they stepped up. They really stepped up.
It was heartbreaking. That's what it was. So good. It was heartbreaking. You know, they should have been there.
Man. It was sad, man. You know, you wanted Rutgers to come through, but
go Jersey.
Not. And now it's Harper declared for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had two. So did the other kid. They had a 4-star athlete, and I kind of was wondering because I didn't see him on the court. So there's a couple of things came to my mind. A is Pikel, doing the right things with these guys, or B is this kid not knowing what he's doing and has bad advice because his name is Jones, I think.
Yeah.
He's going to the league, and I didn't see him on the court or in the rotation. So I was kind of trying to figure out how could a 4-star player go to the draft, and we didn't even see him in any type of primetime situation.
Yeah, Kentucky has the same situation. They got a kid who didn't play. He left high school early, came Kentucky's second semester, and they don't know if he's going to go to draft or if he's going to stay and play next year.
Wow.
That's where it is now, man.
A lot of these guys are getting bad advice.
No, I was going to say, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cliff.
No, I agree with you, Wes. A lot of these guys are getting bad advice. You know what I'm saying? They're leaving school, they're not ready, or they just trying to maybe they're bigger in their own minds, you know. They thinking they can get it, but NBA has limited spots, yo.
Yeah,
It's not like the NFL where rosters are huge. I mean, what is it, 480 cats or something like that in the NBA, something like that?
Yeah, and you
That's
figure
it.
only about 350 stay, or 400 get recycled. So you don't just get one. It's not a new 400 spots every year.
And
exactly.
a bunch of guys that's in the G League playing well. A bunch of veterans are in the G League now.
Oh, a lot
you
of
got
G League guys.
Stevenson in the G League. Serge Ibaka was there before he got picked up. Isaiah Thomas was there before he got picked up. So it's tough now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at last week. With college players who end up at a school for more than 1 year, their chances of actually going to the pros. And when you talk about these limited spots, and then you look at the G League, how we got Jaden Springer, who actually had a big game the other day. He's in the G League in the Philadelphia system. He came out of Tennessee early. And it's like, what's the likelihood of him actually making the team and getting pushed down to the. So it's like when you look at the player that you mentioned from Rutgers, West, that didn't play, right? Trying to get that look, and you get the look your freshman year, but it's only a certain amount of slots. It's like, I gotta leave. I gotta either go to the G League or go overseas. I can't stay in college, because if I stay in college, I'm a failure.
Absolutely.
That's hard.
But the thing is that guys got to realize now, these college kids, they could potentially make more money with the NIL by staying in college.
By staying in school.
New opportunity, and hopefully these cats start taking advantage of it, the NIL. But they just have to be honest with themselves and the opportunities, because there's a lot of opportunities as far as basketball. You just can't shoot as high as the NBA, at least not initially. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to go by way of the G League, which isn't a bad option.
And I mean, some guys just don't like college. They don't like school.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because there's that whole you got to go to class thing. So we'll see.
Right. But it's like, you cut, your 18, 19-year-old freshman, your maturity level, your social maturity, physical maturity, like you just haven't reached your peak, and you get to 21, 22, you really start to come in your own just as a man, to get the man body, maturity, your mental state. It seems like, junior, senior would be really the prime time for you to make that step up to the next level. And it's like, it's kind of.
Unfortunately, the NBA doesn't want those 21, 22-year-olds. They want those 18,
19-year-old. Yeah, they want the fresh legs. They want early development. They want the before they have to pay you years out of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they don't.
That's a bad
Don't
proposition.
necessarily want you to be mentally or socially mature. They rather you be mentored by older guys in the league than some of your college colleagues who are really the same age doing the same foolishness. So
right, but that seems like a contradiction, because you're a freshman, you're competing with very few slots. You have the potential, but now on all actuality, you're not ready to be on the floor right now. So we're gonna put you down here and let you wait and let you fight it out. But like, it just that seems like, well, I thought that's what college was all about. It's like you're gonna
but you learn more from say you go to Miami, you're gonna learn more from Udonis Haslem about life, about social skills, what you need to do physically for your body, than you would by staying in college.
Are you going to learn that playing in the G League though? Because what I'm saying is, like, there's only a certain amount of slots. Chances are you're not going to make the team unless you're like a top 10 college player. You're not going to make the team.
In the G League, and how the G League is set up is better than college, because it's a pro atmosphere. You're traveling, you're staying in hotels, you're learning those things. It's a little better than college. You don't have the distractions of class, of co-eds, and all those things. It's other things you get to learn in becoming a man quicker in the G League than you would in college. You know, it's a weird setup. It's strange, but it makes sense for the NBA.
I'm a friend, 19-year-old kid, just getting out of college. I get drafted by a team, don't make the team. I'm in the G League, and now I'm competing against Isaiah Thomas, or I'm competing against who's the other player you said went to the G League right before
Lance Stevenson.
Yeah. Who's the boy that plays for? You just named him. Used to play for OKC.
Serge Ibaka. I mean, you gonna learn Serge Ibaka. You gonna learn more from them.
But you're competing for that job now.
No, you're not. You're not. Not when you're in the G League. No, because you got that contract, so you're there. You're there.
Okay.
So you're not really competing with them for a job. Now, what you are competing with them for is to be called up to the NBA. So
yeah, I'm saying, but chances are you're not going to get called up.
Yeah, not right away.
And now you're competing with the new bunch of freshmen who's trying to do the same thing you're trying to do.
Yeah,
it's just And then when I hear you guys talking about Wes bringing up the brother from Rutgers, like, how you not playing? You supposed to be showcasing you prime time. You want to see what you got, where you go, where you at.
Now that guy, I don't understand why he would even think about going to the pros. That makes no sense. That's just bad advice. The Imani Bates situation is really strange because he's too young to go in the draft right now. So he has to make a choice. Does he come back to college or does he go to like the G League and prepare for a year to go into the draft next year?
Wow,
because college actually hurt him. Mm-hmm. He was potentially the number one pick.
It's crazy. College actually hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes no sense to me. How does going to college for a year or two, save getting injured, hurt you? And as an NBA, because they want you fresh out of 19, 20, against you 22, you over the hill.
Yeah, the kid who got hurt also was the Quinterly kid, who's a Jersey kid. He gets hurt in the NCAA tournament. And he's 22 now, about to turn 23, I believe. He go back to college another year. He's going to be 24 by the time he gets to the league. So he's really old. He's older at that point than Zion or Ja Morant, So are they going to take a chance on him? Probably not.
Wow, that is sad. You just
and if they take a chance, it's limited. Your time's limited. Because again, they want those fresh. I mean, look at Ja. Ja just turning 22.
Yeah,
he got a couple of years in. He got. You see the progression, and look where they are right now. You know what I'm saying? That's basically the GM's, master plan that pays off. The Ja example. But that's the type of thing. Now you look at Zion. He can't stay on the court. So it all depends on your availability.
Yeah.
And your youth makes you more available for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
That's how they look at it.
They also have the reclassing, right? So you get you look at if you go back into the archives and you look at the Harrison twins from Texas out here, they live in the town next to me. Mm-hmm. And those guys were born in the fall, I believe, and of their year, their class, but they were held back. So they were playing older from 6th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 11th grade. They were playing that 17U ball a long time. But when they went to college as freshmen, they were both 19.
Yep.
So their hands were almost forced because as a 20-year-old in college, you're just not gonna be picked because you're 20, 21. After 2 years in college, you're 21 years old and you're considered old hat, right? But at the AAU level, you play older than your age group, you dominate because you're older than the kids you're playing against. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? So you play younger cats when you're in high school, and then when you get to college, you're considered an older cat, and you got to get right out, because if you don't come out after 1 year, you're not valuable.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned them, Wes, because my AAU team actually played them in a tournament, and we beat them in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never seen a team talk shit the way they did, as well as the coaching staff, because we were, regular high school age. Their team was sponsored. I mean, we were sponsored too, but they were sponsored in a different way. They got a lot of money from Under Armour. We got sneakers and uniforms.
Yeah.
And they felt like they were better. We literally beat the shit out of them. And their attitude was, yeah, this don't mean nothing to us. We got money. We going to Kentucky, But at the end of the day, yeah, they went to Kentucky, but they're not in the league now. I don't know where they are actually.
And they really weren't NBA players when they got taken.
Right. They really weren't good. They had reached their peak in high school, but that was because they were older than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a equitable judgment evaluation of their ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. See, that's the potential versus what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yep. And what's going on right now, there's so many variables: who you're playing, level of competition, where you're playing at in the country. Like this, so there's so much involved that you can't really assess somebody. You need to let them mature and hit that ceiling. Then you go, okay, now he wasn't ready, or they were ready.
Let me tell you, it's so ridiculous now, because I think we had a fella on the show one time when I was on site when I played golf. One of my buddies, Celtic fan, we put him on the show real quick to talk. Mm-hmm. He has a son who he just texted us today, and I mean, obviously we all hyped up because his son he's in high school and he has a 2K video game likeness. All you gotta do is type his name in, and he is on the video game as a high school player. So I mean, for us, it's like super exciting, because you're sitting here saying this is one of your like a son, but really a nephew to everybody in the gang, and to see a likeness like that. But then we understand the process because we've been around it. We've been pretty much like around it from a distance for the last like 6 years with the AAU and all the recruiting that he's receiving right now, because he's a junior going into his senior year. The names, you hear Patrick Ewing's name at practices, and you hear Carmelo's name, or for AAU teams, Harden's name, and everyone is the whole recruiting game. What he tells us is just, he said he just is really overwhelming for him as a father and for his son, because he's been trying to keep him in the right situation, for the most part, to be noticed. But he's definitely an elite kid. I mean, 6'10", 215, lefty, played against the kid at Michigan, Dickerson. Dickerson played against him as a freshman in high school and did well against him. And Dickerson's at Michigan, played against the kid at Illinois, the center in Illinois. Covey. Played against, so seeing all these big guys, they're obviously a little bit more mature and bigger at the time when he played against them. But I'm saying it's just the experience, and to see this thing up close is crazy. It's crazy.
But the advantage that kid now has that Kofi and those guys didn't have, he can now get money. He can get an NIL, like the 2K thing is actually NIL. He can get that now in high school. So it's not that urgent that he rushes to say go to the league, because exactly. He does have some money. He can take his time and develop. And when it's time, they let you know when it's time. That's the thing. A lot of these kids want to rush the process, but the league lets you know, no, you're not getting drafted, or yes, you will get drafted. Go back to school.
Yeah, I think, but I've seen a lot of, I get a lot of videos from Dad is this a foul? Is this a travel? You know, always send me the ref stuff. You know, I always gotta look at clips. I'm always I get all these clips all the time. Like, did he really foul him? Was that an offense? The ref called 2 charges on him, but he has a game that I feel would dominate, like would grow into dominance in college, because he's very smart, and for a big man, can handle, can shoot, and plays the game like we all would play the game, and understands it from that perspective, and is unselfish as a big man. So it's like he's got all the right tools, coachable. You know, he's not a me guy. So I think he has like the ability, if he gets into the right program, to be dominant quickly because of the style he has and the mentality he plays with, and be like a standout. When I say dominant, it's not always about stats, right? Because I think he's a stat stuffer. Like, I think he can do everything well. I think he's like he can get you 13 to 15, sometimes get you 25, but he can get you 10, 11 boards, get you 7 assists, maybe get you 3 blocks. And you know, and that's a full game for a lot of cats.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah, so an impact player.
Yeah.
Impact cat.
And that's what it's about, man. Just trust the process.
Yep.
Just trust the process and trust your own development. Stay humble. Keep working. You know, you can't rush it, because as you're rushing to the league, they're gonna rush you out the league.
Yeah.
But a lot of the bad advice and these cats trying to rush it and trying to jump the line or think they ready because they reading their own press clippings.
So we started the conversation in Jersey, Rutgers. They're out of it. Unfortunately, St. Peter's. Jersey City.
We got to talk about that, man. We got to talk about St. Peter's. I mean, the crazy part is, Kentucky has a New York City kid playing that played I think he probably played against Shaheen. He was playing, and his son was playing for Kentucky, the lead point guard, Xavier Wheeler. And Xavier is a really fast guard. He's fundamentally sound, but he can't shoot. And they backed up off of him. And once they backed up off him, he can't knock down that big shot. And when you have your lead guard that can't shoot and becomes indecisive, you just open in the floodgates, because St. Peter's is they're a guard-led team. And when guards in the NCAA smell blood, it's a wrap.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And
it allowed the guards to be able to dig down on the bigs that Kentucky had to negate their, because what's his name? Should be way. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. But
the big guy for Kentucky,
because they could drop off the point guard and double him to cause him not to be as effective, because that kid is he's had a few games where he had 20 rebounds, and 8 of them rebounds was offensive. But St. Peter's, that was a well scouted, well executed game for guys who just they weren't intimidated. They weren't scared at all, and they out hustled, they outplayed them. They didn't care about those guys' rankings or potential draft status. It was like the moment. We here in the NCAA tournament, we're not thinking about the draft or any going pro or any, because none of those guys on St. Peter's will be pros.
Those are hoopers. They are hoopers. Yep. And hoopers, when hoopers start to believe, it don't matter what you got on your jersey.
That's right.
Well, they got a load coming up. They got Purdue, and Purdue got size. And Purdue is like Noah's Ark. They got 2 of everything.
Yeah, they do.
They've been inconsistent, but they look good right now. And the size is what scares me with St. Peter's, but I picked them. I got
That's 6'7"
I think Purdue's size is just overwhelming, because if the 7'4" kid doesn't hurt you, they bring in the kids Williams, who's 6'10" and a man.
And he don't miss. With that. He got moves. He got drop steps. He got mid-range game. He got body, and he don't miss. Yeah, that cat he's smooth.
And they go to him. They run offense through them. They make you defend the post. See, that kid on St. Peter's, I got to give him credit because he's an NBA player. If you could be like, was he third in the nation in blocks?
Yeah, he's only 6'7", maybe.
He had 8 blocks in the game against Murray State. He had 8 blocks.
Yeah, that's a kid. That's a kid who plays hard. He's one of those kids that'll be on a roster. He may not play a lot, but he'll be on a roster because he's going to be the perfect practice player. He's going to be the perfect locker room guy. He's going to just keep working. You know. I just like what St. Peter's did. You know, and none of their kids were ranked coming out of high school. You know, I saw a stat where they showed Kentucky's basketball budget is $8 million. St. Peter's athletic budget
800.
1.8.
Oh, 800. You practice at the park.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
Yeah. So let's talk about Shaheen Holloway. Because, because I saw a story or something written where the last time St. Peter's was in the NCAAs, they lost a Seton Hall team led by Shaheen Holloway. It's the last time St. Peter's was in the tournament. And now the next time they're in, he's the coach.
That's like 86, 87. That's like way back.
No, not Seton Hall. St. Peter's. Last time St. Peter's was in the tourney. When was Shaheen at Seton Hall?
I think it was 96.
That long ago?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, anyway,
Shaheen was in Kobe's draft class.
That's 96.
He was in McDonald's game with Kobe.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
and won MVP in that McDonald's game, by the way.
Oh Lord have mercy. So
that's 26 years ago, yo.
I thought it was Stephen Jackson.
It sounds like it's close, but that's a long time.
It's a long time ago. I thought it was closer. I thought it was closer to 96.
No.
No. Wow.
I could have sworn Stephen, because I remember listening to All the Smoke, and it was Stephen Jackson talking about Kobe, but then saying that Shaheen was on that squad, and I thought Stephen Jackson said he was, maybe he said he was supposed to get MVP.
Yeah,
that's what he said. He thought he was going to get MVP.
Won the MVP. Stephen Jackson was in that game. Kobe was in that game.
Yeah.
Tim Thomas was in that game. Great game. But Shaheen came away with the MVP.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Shaheen will be the next coach at Seton Hall.
Oh yeah, because Willard went to where?
He
Maryland.
Went to Maryland.
Yeah.
That's sad though, because these smaller programs, they develop the coaches, but the coaches got to get where they got to go, man. They got to do what they have to do. So I mean, he's definitely a D1 coach. I mean, a top major coach like Shaheen. He can coach. He can coach.
Now
he's
originally
from where?
New York.
He's originally from Queens.
He's from Queens,
but he went to St. Pat's in Elizabeth for high school.
Yeah, he's from New
York.
He's a
Queens cat.
Yeah. It's funny too, because his game was he was a nice little quick little guard too. Real sweet with it. I remember his game.
Yep. He was nice with it. And he busted up his ankle in the NCAA tournament. And that's what kept him from being drafted into the league. He just, last game of the season in the NCAA tournament. He was a really good player, and he's a good coach. He has guys believing, and they play hard. They're physical, He gets those guys nobody else really wants, but who are hungry.
Yeah, I mean, those twins, they play exactly alike. It's like that this one person got 10 fouls.
Yeah.
Yep. They play exactly alike. I was like, wasn't he just in the game? I was like, no, one is 10 and one is 14. That's right. Okay. I got to remember they're twins. Yeah, but I like how they played. I thought the other game that was really entertaining, that they were balling hard, was the the Gonzaga Memphis game. It was so much talent on that floor. Oh my Lord.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was a bunch of pros. It was a bunch of pros on that floor.
Man, that freshman Durant, he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Memphis had a bunch of ballers, and I thought they had a chance to take them out, but Gonzaga just came back strong. You know,
Timmy, he might look like he can't play, but he gave Cat the business.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, they've been there before, so they don't get rattled.
Yeah. And what year is Timmy in?
Every low post, he had every low post move in the history of basketball was on display in the second half.
Timmy's a senior.
He's a senior.
Yep.
Oh man.
A fifth-year senior.
He's really good, and I think he's projected maybe as a second-round pick. Think about that.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But on the flip side, Durant from Memphis is projected as a possible lottery pick.
Yeah. See, Timmy's the type of player that can go to a team that like a team that's in contention, become a second round or a late round pick, and go there and put up 14, 16 a night on a second unit with ease.
Yeah.
Like, because his game, he can shoot the three. He don't have the best foot speed, but the footwork on the block is stupid.
Yeah, he got great footwork.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Crazy.
Like,
So
man.
They're up 5 now in Arkansas.
Well, let's talk about the schedule. You just mentioned Gonzaga versus Arkansas, Villanova versus Michigan, Duke versus Texas Tech, Arizona versus Houston.
Houston can be scary. Yeah, that's gonna be a good game. Houston's scary, yo. I got Arizona in my Final Four, and I got 3 out of my 4 still alive, but I'm scared of Houston, yo. They tough.
Yeah, Houston's another one of them teams. They just play hard and physical.
Yeah.
They get after it.
I didn't even look at my bracket, but I'm gonna look at it now because I know it got blown up on day one.
Oh,
so
day one, yeah.
I just want to see where I'm at here. But I still got my national champion in place, but who knows?
And who got for national champion?
I got Duke.
Ooh.
I had my Final Four was Memphis, Duke, UCLA, and Kentucky.
I
got killed.
That's how Coach K is going out, right? He's going out with a national champion.
Man. I just like their team. I like the players. They're tough. They don't think that they're good. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not like normal Duke teams where you have some Duke teams have been overhyped and they get beat and you're happy to get beat.
You can say the word arrogant. You can go ahead and
they've been arrogant. Yeah, they've been arrogant. But some have worn the jersey and not really been that good, but they thought they were good because they were Duke. But this team actually knows they're playing for Duke, but they don't really know how good they could be. That's what I think. And they playing for Coach K. They playing for something.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna get D'd up tonight. These Texas Tech talking about physical, talking about defense. Yeah. These cats. This is gonna be the most physical team Duke has faced all year.
No, I agree.
Bar none. And I got him going down.
Is Adrian Griffin playing? Because he hurt his ankle in that last game.
I'm not sure.
Is he 100%? Because that's the difference. He's one of the more consistent 3-point shooters they have.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna find out. I mean, my bracket is my bracket. I don't even have I just picked them as the NCAA is the best time of year because it just reminds me that there's certain parts of the game that are possible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's real. That's real.
It reminds me. My dad always had a saying: "The ball don't know nobody. Like the ball don't know the name on your jersey. It don't know your stat. It don't know anything." And that's what this tournament signifies more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's also a testament to how we're all engaged and watching it, and every year nationally people are locked into the tournament. Like we don't really. Well, you guys do. I do. Well, not really, but follow college basketball throughout the year. Mm-hmm. But come tournament time, everybody's kind of locked in.
Yep.
So it used to be a different day. College basketball had much more presence in mainstream sports media than
Yeah, when you had the Big East back in the day, the Big East was like must-see TV. You didn't want to miss a Syracuse, Georgetown, St. John's, Villanova, any one of the Big East teams playing. I mean, I'm sure everybody on this screen knows probably the starting five or most of the players for all those teams back in the 90s and 80s. Those great teams anyway. And then you had, the backcourts back in the day with Joe Bear and Grant and Dow Ripple and Price. I mean, those are the squads. Amica and Dawkins. That was basketball. And so now you just kind of see the tournament come, and you just reminisce about the Fab Five and how Ewing and Georgetown did with Michael Graham. Remember Michael Graham and Ewing?
Oh yeah,
chewing that gum, man.
I mean, it's just those are like tournaments. Ed Pinckney and my man McLean went 11 for 11 from the floor in a finals in a tournament game. Stuff like that. The Big East to me was basketball.
Yeah, St. John's, Willie Glass,
St. John's.
All of them.
I mean, you had the year that
Walter Berry.
You had St. John's, Georgetown, Villanova, and another squad in the Final Four.
Was it Providence?
No, it was like it wasn't four Final Four.
It was three Big East teams. I don't even remember who the fourth squad was.
Yeah, it was like because Georgetown played Villanova at the end, but St. John's had lost to what? St. John's lost to Villanova or Georgetown. Yeah, because they were all in the Final Four.
I don't remember.
Who was that fourth team?
That's why I can't figure out who the fourth team was.
Was that 1983?
That would be 85.
85, yes.
Yeah.
It was some Pac-10 team at the time, I think. I want to say it was
1985 Final Four. Yeah, but that's why I said when the Big East and the back in the day ACC.
Yeah, that was really it. I mean, because the SEC you had
Memphis State,
just Kentucky, really.
Keith Lee, that's right, Keith Lee.
Memphis State, yes, Keith Lee, with that Jerry curl, Keith Lee. Yep.
Keith Lee. So that's the type of and like I say, it was kind of funny because every year when I was at Rutgers and the tournament would come on, we would all watch, everybody would get together and watch the games, Thursday, Friday afternoon. And then by the mid games, like 5 o'clock games, you was at the gym because you was so hyped playing ball. And then there was always somebody on a team that you just started calling his name when you was at the gym because he was having a hot tournament. So it was always like a folk hero. Like, I can see right now somebody be yelling out Timmy or somebody like that. I don't know, just because of the way it gets down. That's how Cats was doing it. Like Iowa State had a guy I remember named Mikulik that just had a good tournament one year.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I love this is the best basketball that
Well, let's look at the other half of this Sweet 16. We got tomorrow Purdue and St. Peter's, Kansas, Providence.
That's going to be a good game, Kansas and Providence.
Yeah.
Kansas surprised me, man. Kansas surprised me. I didn't know they were that good. They're good.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely
really good game. Providence is one of those teams when you talk about older guys. All their
coming
guys
back
are super seniors. Like they all took their COVID year, so they're older. They've been around. They're physically grown men. So that's going to be a really good game. And Ed Cooley's one of the best coaches in the country, man. He doesn't get the credit he deserves.
We got
Bill Self and that African cat. What's his name? Obij.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
So Kansas, they're gonna be tough. But Providence, they've been playing tough-minded ball all year and like on the road, which tells you they're a veteran squad. But I got Kansas in my Final Four, but I think that's gonna be a tough one. A lot of good games though.
UCLA versus North Carolina.
UNC, I like that one. That should be a good one too. I like UNC.
UNC surprised me too, man. They balled out. They're tough. They were tough too.
Yeah.
Well, these
Baylor came back in 25.
UCLA, the one kid is hurt, isn't he? They don't know if he's going to play. Got the ankle injury.
Oh, Jaquez?
Jaquez.
Yeah. Well, the refs are letting these guys play. I tell you that they getting pretty physical, and they letting these guys, they ain't calling a lot of things. So again, for these defensive-minded teams, or the bigger, brutier teams, they're imposing their will, and they definitely doing their thing. I like UNC to beat UCLA. I think they can win that game.
Then you got Miami versus Iowa State.
Those
11
are the
and
teams
10
that nobody
seed.
thought would be there.
Yeah, two Cinderellas besides St. Peter's.
Yeah, I don't know anything about either one of those two teams.
The one kid from Miami, Isaiah Wong, is a Jersey kid. He's from the Trenton area, from Ewing. He's tough. Another one of those older guys. Iowa State last year was
2 and something.
2-22 or something crazy.
Yeah. They only won 2 games. Yeah, but
that's a turnaround.
They've been balling all year.
Yeah, so they just believe at this point.
Does anyone know what that turnaround was? What caused it? Was it coaching? New recruits.
Well, the coach, I think the coach got in there late last year.
Okay.
New coach. Bunch of players he didn't really necessarily know. And
this is second year coaching.
Yeah, now he's had some time with him, and
wow,
they believe right now, man.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's
impressive.
They started off real hot, and they won a lot of tough road games in the beginning. They actually fell off the latter part of the season, but they picked it up in the tournament. But they've been that type of team because they play D, yo. They D. And they keep it close, get gritty with it, and they've been pulling them out just from all that early success. And like Coach said, they believe. That's a turnaround, yo.
Yeah,
2 wins,
That's
1
incredible.
year.
Yeah.
So think about what we're talking about with most of these teams, man. They're all gritty, hard-nosed, defensive-minded teams for the most part. And that's where I think it's changed, because you look at the NBA, everything is so offensively driven, the three and everything. College is just hard-nosed, gritty. Who's going to be tougher? Who's going to tough it out?
Yeah, college didn't do, which I love about it. Everybody knows that the 3 ball is there, right? Everybody understands analytics and stuff like that, but college hasn't committed to analytics. Like, they have 3-point shooting teams, but the analytics don't come popping off the page when you talk about college basketball, because like a team like Purdue, they just play the game. They still go into the book. They still go play inside out. They shoot the 3. They do it all. Yep. So, Gonzaga is the same exact way. You look at Duke, they have bigs that can get on the block, but they got bigs that can shoot, but they still play the game without thinking like every shot has to be a 3. People don't sprint to the 3-point line. Like on a break, like they fill a lane and they go get an easy layup and get an N1, a traditional 3-point play, So it's just it doesn't. We don't have to sell out, just for the. I mean, I get the numbers, right? But the numbers get watered down when you have that philosophy. They're not really real because it's kind of watered down in a way. It's not as organic as it is in college.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Can we run down the 16 list? I know everybody's bracket is blown up, So,
yeah.
And just look at what we have here and pick from these teams,
Sure.
I still got 3 of my 4 Final Four alive, yo. I got my little chart for this week too. Don't get it twisted.
So we just want to work from your chart, or I could just go down the games right here and we just call them as we go down.
No, yeah, you can call them as you go down.
All right, so Gonzaga versus Arkansas. Gonzaga.
Yeah, I'm taking Gonzaga right now.
I'll take Gonzaga.
I think Arkansas will cover that number, though. I think 9.5 too much. I think
I definitely think they're gonna cover.
Yeah, they're gonna cover. It's a 1-point game right now.
Yeah,
they're gonna cover.
They're gonna play them tough.
Villanova versus Michigan.
I gotta go with Juwan Howard, man.
I got Michigan.
Yeah.
It's early. It's early, but I think Michigan can pull this out too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Michigan. Duke versus Texas Tech. I'm gonna go Texas Tech.
I'm gonna go Duke because they're still in my Final Four, but I think it's a pick'em game.
I think it's a pick'em game, but I want to see Coach K get to the Final Four.
I do too, but
but in Texas,
I was actually cheering on Sunday when he was cheering. I was cheering. I was like, all right, Coach K.
And I never root for Duke, but you know, I would love to see him.
I was like, something's wrong with me. I got a fever.
Hey, he deserves that love, man. A wonderful career.
Yeah. He definitely
It'd be nice to cap it off with a championship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with Texas Tech. Arizona versus Houston. I'm gonna go Arizona.
I gotta go H-Town.
Of course,
I'm going with the black coach again. I'm going with Kelvin Sampson.
I'm going Arizona too, but Houston scares me, yo. I'm going with Zona because they're in my Final Four, but Houston, they tough.
Purdue versus St. Peter's. St. Peter's.
I would love to say St. Peter's, but like this is the worst matchup they could have.
Yeah.
Anybody else, I would have been like, you know what, I might ride again with St. Peter's, but this is a bad matchup for them.
Unless they get those big boys in foul trouble, that could be their only saving grace. But
I don't see how though, because those dudes aren't like, they don't have the guy. Their big men aren't like, they run. Their scores are the guards. I don't know. I don't know.
I think they're gonna cover that number. It's plus 12 and a half. I think they'll cover the number.
Who you rocking with, E?
Look, I'm gonna say St. Peter's. I live in Jersey City. I know those the coaching staff, like those are my guys, you know. So I'm gonna say St. Peter's, but
St. Peter's, but got you.
Yeah,
I think we all saying St. Peter's, but we all, because if St. Peter's win, I'm gonna be happy.
Right.
You know, it is a St. Peter's, but
I'm riding the wave right now. I'm enjoying.
And look, Ivy home team right now might be my favorite college player.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he can just go 6'4", 6'5" point guard, can just get it done. You know,
Kansas Providence.
I got Kansas.
Once
I'm
again,
gonna go Providence.
That coach, I'm going with Ed Cooley.
I'm going with Providence.
I'm gonna go with Providence. UCLA versus North Carolina.
I'm going UNC.
I'm going UNC.
I'm going North Carolina.
I'm going with the black coach, married to the white woman, Hubert Davis.
The one that made the announcement that I'm married to a white woman. Wow. Yeah, I think I love the way UCLA got down last year, but if they don't have their horse, I have to go UNC.
Yeah. Miami, Iowa State. I'm gonna go Miami.
I'm going to U.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to U.
I'm gonna go with the U. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the U.
Nice. All right, cool. So, can we just talk about some football before we talk about the NBA?
Whew. These wide receivers out here getting money right now.
Getting money.
Wow.
Tyreek Hill just got paid.
Well, Watson got paid. Watson got the Brinks truck.
Watson got 230, all of it. That's what I've been saying. 230, all of it.
Guaranteed.
He got 230, all of it.
All of it.
But let's talk about Watson.
With all this stuff.
Say that again, Wes.
With all this stuff hovering.
He got 230, all of it.
Yo, let's talk about Watson.
Give me my money.
Let me shout out everybody that's in the chat. JT, you already know what's up week in and week out. You be right there. We appreciate you, bro. Cousin Zubin, what's up? Yusef, what's up? Rack Bird, what up? Top Cast, what up? Thank you for tuning in to IZM Sports. We're about to talk about Deshaun Watson. Now, I want to lay something out for you, gentlemen. When did we find out about these sexual assault allegations?
Oh, actually, just one came back today. He won't be charged again in another one of them.
Yep, they keep falling down.
When did we find out? When did it go public?
It was last year.
Now it's civil. It's nothing criminal now.
Right.
There's no criminal.
It was a year in.
When did it go public?
Right after the Super Bowl last year.
Right after Deshaun stayed firm in that he would not be returning back to
Yeah,
Houston.
yeah,
Texas.
yeah. That was right after the Super Bowl. Yep.
Right after the Super Bowl. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see 22 plus allegations just
Pop up. That file,
Okay.
that folder that they had in the. They're like, hey, Betty, go get that file.
Yeah.
Right. So he gets 230 million.
Guaranteed.
Right. Remember.
Hashtag all of it.
All of it. About 3 days prior, maybe almost a week prior to it being confirmed the deal was done, Baker Mayfield basically wrote his farewell speech to the city of Cleveland, right? And Cleveland, the organization had to go, no, we're not. When they were.
Yeah.
Right. And then once it's confirmed they were, what happened to all those allegations? Poof.
They disappeared.
Yeah.
And then someone said that they have to do something with the.
As dope as it is, he gets 230. All right, I got you. That's scary that an organization could do that to you.
Well, they didn't disappear.
No, it's scary that the NFL could do that.
They didn't disappear.
Now.
Yeah, but you can see how the trajectory of things, if they're starting to fall off as soon as today, you know what I'm saying? These things will start going away one by one.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The Houston Police Department had no evidence, could never press criminal charges because they didn't have anything to. Right. Okay.
Again, I want to preface. Can I preface this as something?
Please.
I don't want this is the show because I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way, right? I have to preface this as this is not a disrespect to any women at all. I mean, I'm married, I have a beautiful wife, I have a beautiful daughter. I would never want anything disparaging to happen to them or treated in any way. What I'm saying is that we're not condoning Deshaun Watson's behavior at all, right? So, but we also understand what being 24 and broke was at our age at 24 versus what 24 with 40 million in your pocket is. Okay, so let's not forget that he's also a mark and a target. Okay, because of the 40 million at 24, 25 years old, and a black man. Let's just put it all out there. What it all is, right? He's in a city that white women, black women, Asian women, Spanish women, all coming after him. There's not one of those young ladies that was an Instagram model that was being flown in that wasn't thinking about whether or not they were going to do anything with him, because most women, when they meet a man, no matter if they have 40 million or not, they know in the first 5 minutes whether they're going to do anything with you or not, period, no matter how much money you have. So let's just act like normal people when we talk about this situation. This man did not rape anybody. He did not hit anybody. He did not choke anybody. He did not detain anybody against their will. These are all facts, okay? So when we get into this, Hakim, well, he had 48 massages. So, realistically, so what? Because again, he didn't do anything to hurt, maim, strangle, detain, anything, nothing. He did nothing. He was laying there with a stiff one. And I never knew one to be anything physical about that. I'm just saying, I don't know what it was that was distracting to the young lady. Listen, I get it. If he said something to you that you didn't like, okay, that's another thing. But this is not a criminal case. That's it. No. It's not even a civil case. It's not.
I'm loving Showtime. The Magic Johnson, Jerry Buss.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
So it starts off with Jerry Buss busting off.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It got me thinking, is this dude's real last name Buss?
Yeah.
Or he just this is a nigga, Dr. Jerry Buss.
Buss.
Let me operate. It's like, come on, man. Like, you can write this story, show it in everybody's face. Here, look, Playboy Mansion. This is what how we got down. And it's celebrated. It's God.
It's celebrated.
But this dude gets his name, reputation, character assassinated just because he's unhappy with an organization that has been running afoul for years. That's why J.J. Watt left.
That's it. Period. That's why DeAndre Hopkins wanted to leave.
DeAndre Hopkins. Period. Not just it wasn't just him. Ask J.J. Watt. He know. And as soon as we figure out the numbers, all these allegations just go away.
And guess what?
Not just go away, but we're gonna handle it. Don't worry about it.
But the key factor is the money. What organization is gonna give him guaranteed $230 million if there was fire anywhere?
Right.
Or smoke? Nobody.
Right. Yep.
Cleveland said they
investigated. I have a friend who she was going through massage school, basically. And she said one of the things that ultimately why she decided not to become a masseuse was because it was natural for when you give a massage, the men to get erect. And she was just so turned off by that. She was like, you know what? I can't do this as a career because it's just what happens, So that part I really found strange about this whole thing. Like if you know about massages, it is a sensual thing, even if it's not meant to be sensual.
Well, it's the perfect setup. It's the perfect, it's the perfect frame up. And like Hawk said, magically after he said he didn't want to play for that organization, and we were all talking about it anyway, we were just like, yeah, something's gonna happen. What happens? All these allegations start coming out.
They got them. And then you got your attorneys, the prosecution and the defense, who are neighbors in the same town.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Come on, bro. What are we doing here? Like,
how much can we get out of this kid? How much can we get from him?
Yeah,
that's what they're saying. That's the conversation between both attorneys. They're like, listen, how much can we get back for the the last names of the Houston Texan owner? I forgot his last name. McNair. How much can we get back for our buddy McNair?
Yeah.
We're not gonna let this young boy get all this money. We're gonna recoup some of that $40 million that we gave him. We're gonna get some of that back. You're not gonna take our good old Texas money out of here. That's what they said.
And
and look, that's all it's gonna come down to, even in these civil trials. He just gotta pay some people off and it's over.
That's it. That's it. And the crazy part about the number two, and I think it's important.
Not just it, because you're still going to be labeled as a sexual assault. You should know, there's going to be a sector of people who are never going to forget the allegations. The clearance is not going to be on their radar at all. It's the fact that you were accused of.
But it wasn't sexual assault. That's the whole thing. They could say what they want to say, but that's not sexual assault. Sorry,
right?
Just not. I mean, we don't talk about Ben at all, right?
Yeah, he never
touched anybody.
So they are 22 people that all said he got erect when they massaged him. I mean, what was the?
Okay. He knows his stuff.
I'm asking that. I mean, like there was never any hanky panky, and you know what I mean? Because no.
The woman.
Well, the one girl that they put on ESPN. The one girl they put on ESPN said they found a text message from her actually saying, "I apologize to you. I may have been inappropriate with you." So she was a liar on ESPN. Basically, she said she was uncomfortable, but she was the one who made the move.
That's crazy.
So they got rid of her, but it's just about a number, right? So like Coach said, he's got to make a couple of payments, and I think it does disappear. But the other part is, remember when I was saying how they have to reshuffle the deck with quarterbacks? That just goes to show you how Deshaun is viewed in the NFL as a quarterback. All that money, again, guaranteed. I already told you he was a top 3 quarterback last year. Everybody knew who he was. Now you're going to put him with, he has a couple of weapons, and the key is he has that running game. Him and those 2 running backs in the backfield is a problem.
Yeah. And Odell is talking about he's
going back. Now
and
he go back.
And what about Amari Cooper?
And Amari Cooper's there.
And Amari Cooper.
That's not bad.
Odell gonna end up in Kansas City. Watch. Odell going to Kansas City.
I just like Deshaun.
Figure it out right now. They done lost 2 receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they lost 2. Yeah. But I think I think people don't underestimate Deshaun Watson in terms of the it factor. Like we talk about it with basketball and everything like that. Deshaun Watson is a winner and a dog. A winner and a dog. He was playing with nobody in Houston except for DeAndre and JJ. And they will put New England on the ropes with one player.
And he can do it all. He can run
it. He can do everything.
Can throw it. He can do it all.
He can do everything.
Yep.
Just got to give him some weapons and a decent head coach. And I mean, people, like I said, it's like it's just like Hawk with the double standard and like with the charge, even with college football. How do you go 12th in a draft when you were in the national championship game 2 years in a row and you won one and you were playing against the best defense in the country? How do you go 12?
Yeah. They didn't want to give it to him.
Skin time.
And Mitch Trubisky plays 13 college football games and goes ahead of you. Everybody in that draft from 1 to 11 needs to be fired because Mahomes and Deshaun Watson went 12 and 13 or 12 and 14 in that draft.
Wow. Now, maybe y'all can explain it to me because I'm not a big NFL guy, but what is the fascination with Mitch Trubisky?
He has athleticism. That's basically it. He's mobile. He has somewhat of an arm, and he's mobile. And he had the one, his while he didn't, he got
the Bears to the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but he didn't measure up to Mahomes and all that. But he had the one good year, decent year. So they always say potential.
But to play 13 games and win 7 of them in college is kind of a travesty. It's almost as bad as Matt Castle when he got the quarterback in the NFL. When he started, he took like four college snaps, and he's starting in the NFL. Like, so you tell these quarterbacks they got to go to school, they got to do this, they got to do that, and you put a quarterback who doesn't even take a snap in college, and you put him behind center to play quarterback, and he makes $60 million. I mean, so is the resume for me with Trubisky was a problem because he played 13 games, and then you hear a guy like Trey Lance who played 13 games and won 12 of them, and we talk about what he has to learn first, but Trubisky is a top pick. So that's why I can never get on board with what the media says about these other quarterbacks, because if you want to put apples against apples, it's not the same. That's why that's the problem. It's just not the same. Trubisky, that's it.
I was looking at what's the boy's name? The college football.
Malik Willis.
Well, they were talking about him. Not Kurt Herbstreit. What's the other dude? The young white kid who actually not that young.
Oh, Mel Kiper and the other one.
Not Mel Kiper, the other one.
Todd McShay.
Todd McShay. He was saying that Malik Willis was going to be like he's the thing. He's it. Like he's the real deal. Mm-hmm. But in his face, you could see it hurt him to say that. Because they're hyped on the boy who
Kenny Pickens.
Oh, the kid from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're big on him. Yeah,
or Matt Corral.
Nah, it's the Pickens dude.
Kenny Pickens.
They're big on him, real big on him. But Malik Willis had a much better show out. So he had to give it up, but you could tell in his face he really didn't want to give it up.
Yep. It's hard, man.
Yeah, because it's changing their whole perception of how they analyze and evaluate these kids. And Mahomes started that because remember they didn't know how to evaluate Mahomes, and he changed how they look at scouting these quarterbacks. And now you have a bunch of these quarterbacks who've come after Mahomes who mechanically may not be perfect, may not have the 3, 5, 7 step drop or whatever case may be, but they get the ball to where it needs to be with the right velocity and right timing. So it throws all that off, because they're very technical in how they evaluate these players. And certain things in athletics, like basketball, we talk about analytics. Certain things you just cannot be analyzed. It's just a matter of playing and how you get it done. And most of the time with black quarterbacks, it comes down to they just get it done. They get the ball where it's supposed to be. They get the first down. They make the plays. Can't analyze that. You know, you can't. It's not qualitative for them. You know, so that's weird when all you've been taught is I got to analyze it this particular way. You know, so that's what's happening.
So let's talk about Tyreek Hill in Miami. How big that was.
Huge.
That broke my heart. That broke my heart. Not because he got all that money. I'm happy for him, but he was such a weapon for Mahomes. I just.
Yeah,
and that connection, that chemistry, that chemistry and connection is undeniable. But you wonder if Tua can even get him the ball, though. You know what I'm saying? Tua wasn't even really getting Waddle the ball like that. You know, and Tariq is he's used to 50-yard bombs and, you know, multiple times a game. You know, Tua doesn't throw it like that. So I hope they can use him. I hope it's not a bust of a pick as far as, you know, Miami, you know, where a cat goes someplace and never really used. Because,
well, I mean, it's on Tua. Tua going to lose his job if he don't get him the ball.
Yeah, this is it for him. This is it. And he got Cedric, and you got Waddle, and you got Cedric Hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just got from the Cowboys. Cedric Wilson from the Cowboys. They signed
and
him.
He got the backfield.
And they got a good backfield. And they have a tight end. Miami has a tight end too. So
and they beat up the line too.
All the tools. He got all the tools he needs.
A new left tackle, a new right guard. He has everything.
Well, now, are the Chiefs going to be able to withstand what they've lost in the last week? Because they just didn't lose Tyreek Hill. They lost a few other players. Now you don't think so? Think it's a wrap?
I think they're gonna be fine. They got a truckload for Tyreek Hill, yo. Will they be able to?
It's not right away.
To the man, no, they wouldn't be able to. But I will tell you this, and we saw that when we were talking briefly about the combine a couple of weeks ago. There was a lot of speed coming out this year in the combine. So
that's true.
Yeah, you're not going to replace Tyreek Hill, sure, but you can get a solid like that cat coming off of ACL from Alabama. I forget his name, but a real fast cat. But there's a lot of speed, and if you get something close to him. They got 6 picks for him. Mm-hmm. They can do something with that, yo. Andy Reid, he can do something with that.
I mean, I agree that something can be done. I just don't think it'll be this year. And the way the AFC is going to take some time for those guys to develop. You know, I think Kansas City took a step back.
They did take a step back.
You know, while everyone else was taking steps forward in the AFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it just goes to show you again that contract, even though it was a 10-year deal, it's still $50 million going to somebody, and they'll say the right thing, but at the end of the day, the whole team is affected by it because you're gonna lose. I mean, you lose a lot of weapons when you got to pay one person. You can't pay everybody.
Yep,
pay everybody.
They're gonna have to restructure that.
Look at the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Listen,
crickets.
I'm not even gonna. I got nothing to say about that squad. I got nothing.
They made no moves. They stood pat.
They hired Brian Schottenheimer today, yo.
Oh, word?
For what?
As a consultant.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And the rumor has it out here. I was playing golf with a couple of Texas people that kind of got their ears to the Cowboys. They saying that the grandson is going to be running the organization, whether as a player or a coach, very soon.
Oh,
possibly as a player, but for sure he's going to be on that coaching staff.
Oh,
he plays quarterback.
Oh,
he's a freshman at college. I don't know what school he goes to. I forget, but he's a freshman.
Probably Arkansas.
Or somewhere
Jerry Jones went.
Yeah. So yeah. He has high IQ. That's the rumor.
Oh.
The family genius, the family protege. Being
Walking around
groomed
like
to
Steven.
replace Jerry.
Steven actually thinks that he's a good GM. He doesn't know anything about being a GM, but his father has a lot of money and he stayed at a Holiday Inn once. That's all he knows about being a GM. Like, come on, man. You can't make this stuff up.
Oh, man.
Is your volume down, Hawk?
Can't hear you, Hawk.
Hello. 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, there
1,
you
2.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, the Cowboys is hard, bro. I can't. It's the Joneses in them. They just make it hard, difficult. Can't rock with them.
Nah, it's hard, man.
Nah, man. It's just the Cowboys is a plantation, man. It's a straight plantation.
Did you guys see the combine the other day with that kid who popped his Achilles and they walked past him?
Yeah. They just like let him lay there and they.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
What
How
happened?
horrible was that? Okay, so you had a
linebacker, like
linebacker,
number one linebacker, actually.
Yeah,
he popped his Achilles doing one of the drills. He falls to the ground. He's grabbing his leg. Man, they walked past him and started looking at whoever was up next. Like,
and they expected Colin Kaepernick to jump back through them hoops.
It didn't happen. That's how they treated it.
Yep.
Like it never happened. Like who? Like, okay, next. Like they literally walked past him, and the dude went and picked up a football, and this guy is grabbing his leg, and nobody came to help him. Nobody. Wow. He picked a football up and walked back. Like he didn't even look at him. Like didn't say, "Hey, you okay, guy?" I was floored by it. It was crazy.
Awful, yeah.
Beginning. That beginning.
I'm actually trying to find it.
You know that the beginning to Can't Trust It. They talk about the slave ships. Yeah. That's what that story feel like right now. I need it. Here come the drums. Slaves need to hop out. Can't trust it.
No, it was really sad because the way the kid fell and.
Slave ship.
Just nobody. It was almost like they saw it and then looked away to like, all right, well, who's next?
Yeah.
Yeah, next up. Like they were like, whatever, who's next? I was like, wow, it was ugly. I thought you sent it to me, Hawk, but it wasn't you.
The next drill is gonna be in that spot, bro. Can you roll out the way, please?
Right. Can you just roll off to the side?
Yeah,
roll off to the side, bro.
Somebody help us, man.
Nah, not even when you get that. Oh man, it's brutal out there, bro. But the payoff.
The NFL is.
It was ugly.
It's tough, man. That combine is that whole setup though. It's just tough.
Slave block. Poking and prod, measuring.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, man, it's crazy. But great entertainment, and we get to talk about it over here on Matters of Sports.
Man.
Anything else with the NFL before we hop over to the NBA? I know you're looking for that.
We can hop over to the NBA. I have a message for you from the NBA people too, Hawk.
What's that? What they saying?
Somebody said to tell you that your Lakers, just your Lakers, not my Lakers, your Lakers suck. Because I'm a Laker fan. They said your Lakers suck.
Right. I saw that. Yeah, Hawk, your Lakers suck. Mind you, talk about the peanut gallery. I know him through West, so he knows you. Like he's known you how many years?
He know me since I was 17, 18. So yeah, he know already.
That when I was a Bulls fan.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I knew you when you was a Sixer fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's right.
Hawk was a Sixer and a Bulls fan. All I knew. Now all of a sudden, Cliff, he on the phone telling me about what the Lakers need to do in the front office. I said enough. I had to stop him. I said, wait. I said, hold hold up, man. I said, I've been a fan for 45 years as a Laker fan. And you think they're telling me about my squad that you just came with your little suitcase with your Chicago sticker on it, your Sixers sticker, all these stickers, Cleveland, Miami, you got all these stickers on your bag, and you want to talk about my team?
Yeah.
No. We can't wait for y'all to move out. I can't wait for this lease to be up. I'm telling you.
Well, yeah, once LeBron goes, how can we go on?
Once LeBron gets the most points in NBA history in a Laker jersey, he'll move on.
Yeah.
That's all that's about. That's they want that jersey right there. Most points ever, second most points ever, Lakerland. I know you can care less.
That's what's up. But I'll be happy when the lease is
whatever.
I'm gonna take a bubble bath and I'm gonna soak. Get all the funk off me. This the stench of being a Laker fan right now.
Man, hey, bro. But y'all know what stench is about. Man. I mean, the Lakers been stinky before. We'll try to make it like LeBron is the only time it's been stinky around.
Nah, I'm not. I'm just tired of listening to you talk about my squad. I ain't got nothing to do with LeBron. It got to do with these fake Laker fans that came joining LA. I can't deal with it no more. Nah, I'm good. I'll be okay. But they are what? They're a game and a half out of 9. I mean, out of 10 right now.
Mm-hmm. The Pelicans coming for them. The Pelicans.
No, they're not a game and a half out of 10. They're a half game out of 10. They're a game and a half game. They're a game and a half out of 11.
Out of 11. Okay.
Yeah, San Antonio was right there, yo. And surging. Don't get it twisted. Lakers can fall out.
Yep.
And if the Pelicans win tonight, Lakers are off. They're tied. So the Lakers, put it this way, the Lakers could be in 11th next week's show.
Yeah. And if the Lakers don't make the playoffs, the Pelicans are the ones that have the Lakers pick.
Yeah, get their top 10 pick. Yeah. So the Lakers, the Pelicans are doubly trying to smash the Lakers out of it. And they play them 2 more times.
Yep.
So they'll have to head-to-head.
Man, Zion is putting the pressure on the Pelicans right now because he's like, "Yo, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play."
I wasn't impressed by that little bullshit dunk video.
That's not.
Hey, let me tell you how impressive that is.
That is insane.
To do that dunk with a bad foot.
I already know he could do that dunk.
With a bad foot.
No, he's not. He doesn't have a bad foot. He's healed, right? He's putting the pressure on, right? He's healed.
But they're saying he has a bad foot.
Just for you to be able to.
So he has a bad foot, which means what?
That's his point. That's his point. He's saying he's healed. He's ready to go.
Yeah, and that clearly shows that because how unimpressed you are with that. It takes, health and insane athleticism to pull off what he at 280 is probably,
generous. He's probably 290, 295. Nobody in the dunk contest could pull that off.
True.
That's crazy.
Man, I've seen a bunch of high school cats do that plus more. On my Instagram, these jokers is doing Superman stunts, and it's like high school kids. So there's now running up and down the court nonstop, start, up and down, pounding, bodies hitting you. Like, okay, what is that? I don't know what that means until I see him do it because I have. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen him do it for a long period of time. All right, he comes out for a week and a half, 2 weeks. Oh my God, you see him? Boom, he's hurt.
But all we've been hearing is that he's hurt. All we've been hearing is he's hurt and couldn't play, and that he's done for the season. And the first thing we see of him able to do that lets us know he's not hurt. He can go.
Yeah.
Or he's close.
He can go.
I want to show you guys.
You're not pulling that off. Like the first thing you do when you come back, you're not pulling that off hurt. Yeah.
That's him grabbing his leg. Look at the dude walk past him.
Wow, that's crazy.
And just picked up the football, though. He never looked at him. He just picked up the football.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
It's clear that he popped his Achilles. This dude from Michigan. And this dude right here just walks over and grabs the football.
Oh, man.
And he's the #1 rated linebacker.
Piece of flesh. That's all you are, is a piece of flesh. Get him out of here.
Now, nobody went over to him and said, hey, get an ambulance. They just moved on. That was it.
No ambulance, nothing.
Yep. That was it.
I'm hoping that's not Zion.
It's terrible.
Nah, Zion is just playing his way out of. He just wants to be out of New Orleans, and so they trying to play. That's why they're motivated to get that Laker pick, because they know he gonna walk away in a minute, and they're just trying to position themselves to to get the next best thing that they can, because he's out of there. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a shame. Like, why can't he play out his contract and then go to New York? Like, why does it have to be? I need to be out. Like, that's part of the new culture. I got to be out. I got to force a trade. I'll sulk. I'll pout. I'll cry until they let me out. And because
we call that the LeBron clause now.
And that's not fair to put that on him, because he plays out his contracts.
Yeah, he played out his contract. That's the James Harden.
That's the James. Thank you. That's the James.
It's definitely James Harden.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis, James Harden.
And you know what? You're right. It's unfair to say LeBron. That's the clutch sports.
That's what I was going to say. That's the clutch way.
These cats
which is influenced by
Ben Simmons. Anthony Davis. Just don't play.
It's all bearing fruit from LeBron.
But the thing is, he doesn't do that, and that's the crazy thing. He plays out his contract.
That is the crazy part. That is the crazy part.
LeBron is smart though. LeBron signs 2-year deals, and he keeps the pressure on the team that has him to go improve. And that's what Durant started to do. And that's how you got to do it. These guys want to get that big bag, but the reality is, in the NBA, if you a superstar, sign a 2-year. I mean, Steph done got 4 contracts in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the dude was making 180, then he was making 250, now he's making 4-something. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
But you gotta stay healthy. You gotta stay healthy to minimize your risk.
But even as a superstar, when you do those 2-year deals, even if you get hurt, you still gonna get paid, because they still think you're gonna come back, because NBA is all about potentially what you could do or what you used to do.
Yeah, but if you get hurt, remember Boogie? Shoot.
Yeah, but he never got a contract. But he never got a contract.
He was just about to get paid, and Boogie was coming off. He was beasting. He was probably
MVP
top 5
conversation.
And
let me tell you what Boogie would have, if Boogie would have done. Let me tell you what Boogie messed up. Boogie messed up the 3-4 years during that process before he got to the hot year, where he just ostracized everybody and acted like a fool with all the coaches and stuff like that. Where if he would have acted like he did in that year that he was playing ball and he hurt his foot, he would have got extended earlier,
right?
And it would have been a good investment. People were against giving him money because of his attitude, right? And some of it may have been false claims, but he would have gotten treated better early, because he was a top 5 dude. Clearly, clearly he was one of the best dudes in the NBA. I mean, it was no question. Better than AD. I mean, he was the best big man out there.
Yeah,
So, but his attitude or his reputation to have a bad attitude delayed the process, and he had to play that contract out, where the other guys got extended the year before that was in his draft class that were good as well. He didn't get extended. He had to play it out because they looked at him as a risk, and obviously karma got him, went and bit him. That's what happened.
Wow.
But you're right. I mean, he was that dude. Boogie should have been making 30 a year.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. So going back to Zion, just I need to see it before I could really buy all the way in. Like, I know he's a phenom, athletic out the gate. Like, he's the beast, strength, power, quickness, all agility. We've never seen anything like that. Got it. I want to see it sustained over a long period of time.
Yeah, you got to stay on the court because I mean, when
think
he's on the court,
you know what?
it's a
I
wrap.
don't think he has to stay on the court. We've seen from Kawhi, you only got to play like 50 games a year now. That's it. You know,
Yeah. I mean, you low manage.
Yeah, but if I get that from him, I'm not even mad, to be honest with you. We get 50 games.
Yeah, like he just got to give me 50 games.
He just missed a whole he just missed a whole year and a half.
Well, one of the things they said today was the reason he started acting this way towards New Orleans is because they put him on restriction last year, and he wanted to play. Or was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
He wanted to play. He was physically capable of playing.
The bubble year, the year they were in the bubble, they had an opportunity to go to the playoffs, and they shut him down. They were like, they were right there. And I was like, what is that about?
Because
they know that's where the relationship
he's gonna hurt himself. He's gonna.
Yeah, you can't say that. You can't say a player is gonna hurt himself.
He did. He did. He did.
But he came back and he was healthy. And then, so for the rest of his career, you're not going to play him because he might hurt himself.
No. You got to get his weight all the way down to a manageable and not fluctuate up and down. He's got to be able to maintain.
He's played his whole life at this weight. I don't think his weight is an issue. I think his weight is an issue for these guys in these offices who've never played the game and who just go off of these reports and stuff. You don't know what a guy's body and what he's physically capable of doing. Only that person knows.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
They used to say Barkley was too big.
Yeah,
you know,
he could play.
Speaking of that, have you seen Charles Barkley lately?
Yeah, he can't play now. But
no. I'm just saying, just standing.
Is he big?
Just standing, you can tell Charles Barkley is in pain. Just standing.
Yeah.
You can see it in his. He's like,
yeah, it's a lot of inflammation. It's a lot of pressure on his joints. We know all that. But is that my concern as a NBA GM or coach? How Charles Barkley is later after he retired? No.
That's not true. You're here to win games.
And if Zion is saying, "Look, man, I can play. Let the kid play."
They were in a position to make the postseason. You just told the whole roster you don't believe in them. As a GM, that's a bad look.
Yep. He's a kid. Let the kid play. If a kid, because you're taking the joy out of the game for a kid, and once you do that and make it about business, now that kid is thinking about it from a business standpoint. So his mindset now is, I don't want to play for you. For me, business-wise, it makes more sense for me to go to New York.
Yeah. Or when you think about it again from the health aspect, when you say, he's going to get hurt, he worked hard to get back on the court 2 years ago. He got healthy. They were winning games. They're going into postseason. They're going to the bubble, and now you shut him down without an injury. And so he's like changes his mind. Now in the offseason, he doesn't understand that subconsciously he doesn't work as hard because he's still angry for what happened before. So now he's not taking care of himself properly because his mindset is not about getting back to play because they shut him down when he wasn't hurt. So he has no faith in the organization. My workout changes. My aggression changes, and now I am susceptible to injuries because of that. I mean, I know it's your body, you got to still take care of it, but the mind is still a different type of thing. When you go through that grind and you get hurt and you come back and you're able to play and they don't let you play, you're not working as hard the next time, or you're not working smart. That's what I'm saying. You work different.
And he's a 21-year-old kid, and you're playing games with his mind.
Yep.
And once you do that, you've lost them.
Yep.
You've lost them forever.
And you actually lost the team because they see their best player not playing and they right there. I mean, literally, they were right there. Allen, and then you fire Allen Gentry. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
That was
it makes no sense.
You force Allen Gentry not to play him. Like
Being
if you
fired.
play them, you know, we
You
gonna
can't
take
make
it
this
out on
stuff
you.
up, man. It's so crazy. All of it is so bananas, man. Bananas.
So, mandates lifted in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what is it? What does that say for the Brooklyn Nets?
Says a lot.
I want to be clear before we even start on this. This has nothing to do with the Brooklyn Nets. This was all about the New York Yankees and the New York Mets.
That's
This
what I
has
said.
nothing to do
Zero to do with them.
Kyrie or the Nets.
That's
Opening day is April 7th. Aaron
Yep.
Judge is not vaccinated.
Yep.
He would have missed 90-something games. And the most powerful thing in New York City, outside of the police department, might be the New York Yankees.
It's the New York Yankees.
Yeah, absolutely. I said that as soon as they had the mandate, I was like, when the baseball season starts, it's gonna be lifted because the Mets and the Yankees got too many high price players on both those rosters. Like if then it was an interesting thing came up. They were like, well, what about football? Because of the Jets and the Giants, but they both play in New Jersey.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
you know they weren't all vaccinated, but they both play in New Jersey, so it's not a factor.
But the mandate was stupid anyway. I mean, it was ridiculous. It made no sense, and I mean, it should have been lifted a while ago, to be honest with you. But you absolutely right. Yeah, it's a Yankee run town, and baseball ain't trying to lose any more money coming off this lockout, yo.
Nope.
Period. That wasn't going to happen.
And it would have been lifted. It would have been lifted 2 weeks ago if they hadn't had the baseball lockout, because remember the season would have opened earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been lifted sooner.
So my question is, what does that say about the current administration and the previous administration, for that matter, and how they view basketball, the black athlete? I don't know exactly what is it? Strictly power? Is just power, money and power? But NBA and the Brooklyn Nets don't have the money and power to. That's.
But there's nothing.
Crazy.
There's nothing more powerful in the world of sports than the New York Yankees.
Basically,
and that's not even a black-white thing. That's just in the world of sports. The New York Yankees are the most powerful organization in sports.
Yeah.
So
they're like right up there with your wealthiest soccer team. They're there.
Well, the Cowboys is the wealthiest franchise in the world, according to Jerry.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it might be the Yankees.
No. It's definitely the Cowboys. It's been Cowboys for the last few years. And they've been the wealthiest franchise in the world, surpassing soccer teams. I think Yankees were like fourth, something like that.
Because the Yankees had something the Cowboys don't have. They had their own sports network.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, network.
Yeah.
But Jerry has that $1 billion playpen, though.
But Hakim is absolutely right, because
it is
the Dallas Cowboys is number one. The Patriots are number two. The New York Giants are number three, and the Yankees are number four. Then Real Madrid, Barcelona are 5 and 6. The Knicks are 7. The Lakers are 8. The San Francisco 49ers are 9, and Manchester United is 10.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's surprising.
New York got 3 teams in there.
I'm surprised by the Giants being there.
The Giants are bigger than the Yankees.
That's surprising.
And the Knicks are bigger than the Lakers.
I'm gonna tell you what happened though. I think that is accurate, right? What Hawk said. But I think what happened is in the last 10 years, or really 15, baseball has disenfranchised their fan base, because they don't have their fan base diminishes every year because they don't attract young people. They don't get a new set of fans like the NBA does and like the NFL does. The NFL has gotten kids, they got women, they just get a new batch of group of people every year because of the way they market it. Baseball is not marketed correctly. And then from a demographic standpoint,
we don't know young baseball players as they're coming into the league or coming up. None of us can name a high school baseball player. we can all name a high school basketball and football player.
You know what baseball is missing?
Yeah.
Black people.
You can't name young. None of us probably watch college baseball. We all watch college basketball and football.
You know what I mean? Right fast. This is my wife's design. This is actually a merch line by G Simone, KRS-One's wife.
Yeah.
Hip hop. I'm all out the frame. Heritage is power. Honor our people.
Love it.
Yeah, you can go to jazzitup.com and check it out. Check it out. Jazzitup.com. And it's got some other acronyms going on. Hustle and bitch. Because I take charge here.
Ooh.
Bitch. Because I take charge here.
Yeah.
Hustle is how you sustain the life every day. Hustle.
Wow.
How you sustain the life every day.
Love it.
And in hip hop. So
wow.
Yeah, jazzitup.com and look for the acronology button. Get yours.
Jazzitup.com.
JAS it up. Yep. So man, what's up with the Miami Heat, y'all?
Hey man, you don't want no smoke with Haslam, man.
UD.
You don't want that smoke?
Man, but what was said? What did Jimmy Butler say? That got
apparently
everybody
he didn't close out. He didn't close out on a man properly defensively. And Spoelstra was like, yo, that's not how we do it. And he had something to say. And Udonis took offense. Like, yo, we play a certain way. And, you know.
And I'll beat
you don't
your
like
ass.
It, I'll beat your ass.
I'll beat you. I'll beat you. Jimmy was like, "You me stand up and slide off because I know."
But they feeling the pressure. They got that number one spot right now, but they got 3 teams right on their heels. And to be honest with you, nobody wants that number one spot because you're getting you're getting Brooklyn.
You're getting Brooklyn. You don't want that.
Yeah,
you don't want Brooklyn that. Nobody wants that. Nobody
want that, but they've been playing terrible, and they've been looking bad, and if they can't win at home against a Golden State team with nobody, you know, so they feeling the heat, but they got to fall out of this spot. By this time next week, it'll be a new number one.
Yeah,
and it may be Boston. I mean, because they've been surging.
Right now, they're 40.
Can we talk about Boston for a second? I want to talk about Boston. I want to talk about that Marcus Smart against the Golden State Warriors thing that I talked about, I think even last year, is real. I'm trying to tell people it wasn't and I'm not talking about the play that happened because he was just going for the ball anyway, and I wouldn't know why anyone would try to think differently. Marcus Smart is not a dirty player, so let's get that out of the way. If Steph would have went for the ball. If Steph would have went for the ball just as aggressively, it wouldn't have happened. But Marcus Smart was going for
just dive on the floor. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So, but that matchup has been a problem for at least 4 years. Just saying. I've been watching that matchup for quite a while. Marcus Smart and Steph Curry, when Golden State plays that team, it's a problem because he's one of those guards that is a hooper. He's just a hooper. Like he falls in that hooper category. He takes the challenge. He knows where the essence of the game is and how you really beat your man that scores. You beat him. You get up in his shirt and you let him know you're there all the time. Make him uncomfortable. And that's what he is. And I love that about Marcus Smart. I love it. And I like Steph the way he competes against him and I know you can see it in Steph's face. when he go up against Marcus Smart, he don't want none of that smoke.
No,
he don't want that.
No,
he don't want it.
Marcus, he's definitely the head of the snake, but he got 2 killers, yo.
He got 2 studs.
Yeah, he got 2 thoroughbreds on the outside, and then they got that cat in the middle. What is it, Williams? What's his name?
Williams. He's a freak athlete.
Yeah, he is, dude.
Yeah,
but So they got rim protection, and I think they've been the number 1 rated defense.
How many teams got parental guidance on the court? Because Because Tito Horford is like having your daddy playing with you. Like, I, son, you go over there.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
That's a father on the court.
Yep.
Yeah.
And hey, look, Boston is going. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Boston and the Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But I believe the Nets. I think they need Ben Simmons to get it done.
I think so too. And if he had, I mean, he just got an injection. He's been now diagnosed with a herniated disc. You got to think the earliest he's coming back would be playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
So
they say the epidural takes like 2 to 3 weeks to even, begin to work. So, that's playoffs. I think they could get to the Eastern Conference Finals without him, but the twist in all this is if the Nets have to play Toronto that first round.
Well, that will happen, and they'll lose because but remember, it'll be 7 against 8. So then they just have to win. They just have to beat, the 9th or the 10th seed, which they will.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he still can't play in Toronto.
Yeah, but Toronto, when they win that game, they win the series. And then the Nets would fall back and have to play the 9 or 10. So
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they don't have to play Toronto again. And they'll beat whoever that is.
Right. Gotcha.
And then they'll be the 8th seed. And what's going to happen, what's scary about the Nets possibly getting there is if the Bucks win it, because the Bucks is thorough, nobody's talking about the champs.
In a 7-game series, I don't see nobody beating the Bucks, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you're talking about a Nets team that probably still won't be fully healthy. And again, they have to have that chemistry, man. I'm glad that the mandate is lifted, but is 10 games enough? And when is Curry coming back? And is Joe Harris coming back? I mean,
Joe Harris is done.
Wow.
And
last night between Kyrie and KD, they put up 75 points, 78 points, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it still wasn't enough.
Yeah. Who they played last night? Memphis. They played Memphis.
Without Ja Morant. Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Like
they're 15-2 without Ja Morant, though. Just so you know. So they
won a lot of they 15-2 without Ja Morant.
Yeah, for sure.
That's actually why they talk about Ja not being can't be the MVP. That's a lot of people are making that argument. Well, they 15-2 without him. I still think he's a top candidate, but they're making that case that they've won 15 games out of 17 without him. I'm just listen. I know what I saw last year. Joe Harris wasn't good last year, and they were up 2-0 with Kyrie Irving, and he got hurt, and then they lost the next 4 games. So when the playoffs start, the basketball regular season, to me, like Milwaukee's gonna be there, right? They're gonna have to but we know this already. But I'm not paying attention to anybody's record when it comes to Brooklyn and Milwaukee. They're gonna be ready for the playoffs. I can't see them not. Durant and Kyrie will be ready for that postseason, and Ben Simmons will be okay because he's a ball distributor. I think they're gonna be fine.
He's playing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. He got that injection, I mean, we gotta hope the earliest he's coming back is the first round of the playoffs, or maybe the play-in. That's the earliest, So we hope they get him.
Yeah. He just has to come back and be able to defend.
That's all he got to do. He gonna defend. That's all he has to really do. I mean, they're gonna probably put him on the free throw line, but I think Steve Nash is a little smarter than Doc Rivers. Steve Nash just seems to be more of a player's coach, so he's gonna you probably won't see a lot of Ben Simmons in the last 4 to 5 minutes of close games. Like you'll see him in spot situations, but I think for the most part, they're gonna try to protect him as much as possible, keep his confidence up.
And I think the only thing he's been doing since he's been out is shooting free throws.
Well, yeah.
I don't think they've had him do anything else. Free throws and form shooting.
It's gonna come into play, but I'm not counting those two dudes. Like the way they put it on Philly that day. I ain't counting those boys out. And any guy that can score 60 in 3/4, not counting him out.
Yeah,
dude, 20 for 31 from the floor. 20 for 31.
That was scary because it was so efficient.
I just gotta see him do it against Milwaukee.
Well, you don't have to score 60 against Milwaukee, but the fact that he can like you don't see Clay score 60, but the fact that Clay can get 60 just lets you know. In 3/4,
a lot of pressure. Puts a lot of pressure.
It's not something we see all the time. We don't see that all the time. Like,
I mean, he's special.
When somebody scores 60 in 3/4, I can name 3 people that I've seen do it: Clay, him, Kobe.
Yeah,
that's it. That's why people was like, even when Kobe scored 81, people was like, it was against the Raptors. Who else scored 81 against the Raptors?
I mean, 81 points is 81 points.
81 points.
81,
it's
bro.
81 points. It's not like we see that every day. Like when 73 from my man Booker. You don't see cats get 73 in a game.
Yep.
Those are like, I mean,
a lot of work.
Those numbers are crazy.
We have 15 50-point games this year so far.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even 50 is like a great game, right? I mean, a super game. And we see that like 15 times this year. But it's not like we see it like a whole bunch of times. We've seen it a lot. But so that's why 60 and in 3/4?
Yeah, I'm resting. Fourth quarter, I'm just chilling. How many you got? I think it's 63.
And Clay and Kobe did it. I think when Clay and Kobe did it, they had more points than the opponent.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
So the Bulls in 5th. We're not expecting anything from the Bulls. Cavs. Nah.
I think the Cavs are just too young right now to make any real noise. The Bulls, I mean, they're solid, but I think them not having Lonzo Ball is ultimately what's going to hurt them in the playoffs. They need his defense. They need his ability to stretch the floor with the 3 and him being able to distribute the ball.
But it's a gauntlet. The whole East, the whole first round, and the whole second round. It's a gauntlet, yo. I think it's going to be tough matchups through the whole thing. It's stacked.
Yep.
East is stacked.
Yep. So let's talk about this Western Conference. Got the Suns doing a fizzle. That's
running away with it. They up 10, aren't they?
In the NBA. Yeah. No, well, 9.
9?
9, yeah. Grizzlies in 2nd. Wow. Warriors 3, Jazz 4, Mavs 5, Nuggets 6, Timberwolves 7, Clippers 8, Lakers 9, Pelicans 10, Spurs 11, Trailblazers 12.
Suns and Memphis, man. Suns and Memphis.
Suns and Memphis. That's it right there.
Yeah, I just think with Steph going out with the injury, he's not coming back till the playoffs. I think that messes with their kind of rhythm. You know, they won't be able to handle.
I like Suns in Memphis as well. I like I said, I would love to have seen Golden State play Brooklyn or Philadelphia play Phoenix. But I like Memphis and the Suns in the finals. I just don't think that Boston. I don't think Milwaukee and Brooklyn are going to play in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think one of them are going to get knocked out. I don't think they're going to meet each other. There's going to be a monkey wrench somewhere. I don't know who's going to get somebody's going to get got before that matchup happens. That's what I think. But I think one of those teams will be in the finals.
And it could be first round
it could be
if Milwaukee, finish first, which I think they will. But it could be Boston though. But either way, looks like Brooklyn will finish 8th because if they get Toronto in that first series, it's one and done. And remember, Kyrie can't play, so Toronto may get him, but then Brooklyn just have to win that second playing game. and they get that 8th seed. So
the 7th, 8th loser gets to play the 9, 10 winner, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
Got you.
Exactly.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So you'll get
the 8th seed, 7th, 8th seed is not such a horrible thing because you get 2 shots to win a game, technically,
Right.
as a 7th or 8th seed.
Mhm.
Okay. And as a 9, 10 seed, you got to win 2 games to get in. That's the basic of it. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Because I thought it was 7 played 10 and 8 played 9, but it's not like that. You got to, okay.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's enough. What's going on in your NCAA? We got to be in the second half, right?
Michigan is down 8 to Nova, and Arkansas is up 7 on Gonzaga.
Whoa.
I got 7 minutes left in the Gonzaga game. And 56-48 and 45-39 with 9 minutes left in the Villanova game.
Yeah. Yo, I sent you guys a text last night. Nobody responded to it in the group chat.
What was that?
Group text. Gonna add Dr. Coach E to our group text messages. That although the Lakers lost last night, they actually played well.
Hey, Russ is playing better.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Russ is playing better.
I mean, he got a game winner on his belt.
Yeah, but you had multiple players with 20 points. I think Dwight Howard had a big game.
Dwight Howard had 24.
Yeah.
Monk had 20. Melo had 20.
Russ
Westbrook
had 20. Yeah, like they played like a cohesive unit. I saw him step up, play some defense. Stanley Johnson was wetting shit up early in the game.
He had 13 in the first quarter or the first half, and then he didn't score again.
Yeah, he got cold. Yeah, I mean,
he became Stanley Johnson. He became Stanley Johnson.
Yeah,
he came in as the lottery pick Stanley Johnson, and he left as the G League Stanley Johnson.
Right. But no LeBron, no AD.
They're getting ready for the playoff push, man.
Yeah,
that's all.
No LeBron, no AD.
So AD plays April 1st, I heard. April 1st.
That's his target date?
Yeah.
I had a
notice it's on April Fool's Day, right?
Oh, shit. You gonna have the medics right there and shit on the side.
Nah. They'll probably pull a DMP on April Fool's Day. Nah, joke's on y'all.
Right.
Crazy.
I just realized this text that you sent me, Hawk. I didn't pay attention when I saw Black Adam, Black Mamba, Black Panther, and Black Kirk Cousins.
That was funny. Oh,
I just realized that. I'm gonna sit right here.
You guys show the fellas what you talking about.
Oh,
Black Adam, Black Mamba, Black Panther, Black Kirk Cousins.
Why you doing your man Dak like that?
Hey man, Dak does himself like that. I didn't create
that's your guy.
I didn't create the meme. It was just funny, so I shared it. Yeah, man. But man, it's a great show today, fellas. Like I said, every Thursday, man, and Tuesdays when we switch back or whatever we do, I look forward to these conversations.
Is it possible just to keep it on Thursday at 6:30?
At 6:30?
Yeah, 7:30 your time. 7:30 your time instead of 7.
Oh yeah,
30 minutes.
7:30? Yeah, we 7:30.
Yeah, because I can definitely make it by then. Because today I did. I just
no, 7:30.
Push back 30 minutes.
Yep.
For
sure. That's what we'll do. So the new time will be 7:30 next Thursday and throughout. And that's how we're gonna do this. This is IZM Sports.
All right.
Peace.
Hey, Hawk, what's the website again? If you give that.
Yeah, what's the website for your? I was looking for the website for your wife. I looked it up myself.
Jazzitup.com. JASITUP.
Oh, JU1S. That's what it was. I was doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Got it.
All right, gentlemen. It looks like these games gonna be good down to the wire here.
All right.
All right, y'all. Let's see him. All right, fellas. Have a good week.
Yep. That's it.
Have a good week.
Okay. Cool. Peace.